So a couple of days ago, I found myself on a train sitting next to a older Nigerian couple. They just so happened to be in town for the day. They wanted to do a little shopping, a little this, little that. And we got into conversation, and obviously my heritage came up. I happen to be Zimbabwean, was raised between Zimbabwe and South Africa, moved to the United States when I was around 10 years old, became a citizen at around 20 years old. So we get into this conversation about Africa. As per usual, the conversation pretty much goes in this form. Man, things are hard in Africa, but, it's really unfortunate that the powers that be, the governments in Africa are so corrupt, so self-absorbed, they are short-term thinkers, etc. And then it becomes, well, but if the Westerners would just do something different, if it wasn't for the colonizer, we would not be where we are right now. Every single time this conversation comes up, it digresses into blaming the white man. Now, the white man, quote unquote, whatever that even means, has been the scapegoat for much of like the postmodernist Western world, right? We're now in a place where it is hip, it is cool to be like an anti-colonial sort of ideologist, an anti-Western civilizationist, even though you're on a $2,000 piece of technology that was created by capitalist Western colonial powers, etc. But nevertheless, it's become popular to be that. And so I think it has echoed that very same sentiment that was felt by a lot of Africans, which is the reason why Africa is where it is today. The reason why, this powerful empire, right? These powerful people who would have otherwise been movers and shakers. I mean, they would be Wakanda. Wakanda would be for real if it wasn't for the white man. But then on the other side of the same conversation, it was the white man needs to leave us alone. So on one side, the white man is imposing himself on you and is the reason why you are failing. The white man is coming in and he's taking what is rightfully ours. And then on the other side of that argument is, but the white man needs to just leave us alone. So in Zimbabwe, that's exactly what happened. They had a man who was seen as a hero in the beginning, Robert Mugabe, a man who was a dictator for close to 30 years, I believe it was. This was a man who promised to kick the white man out. He did exactly that. He kicked him out. Get off the farmlands. Get out of our country. You're not wanted here. My people are going to be represented by their people. Okay. Fine. Sure enough. Here's Rhodesia. Rhodesia becomes Zimbabwe. All of a sudden, essentially everything goes to shite. Now, some say, well, it's because Western powers, they embargoed Zimbabwe. They stopped doing business with Zimbabwe. So of course, well, wait. But you said you didn't need them. You wanted the white man out, right? So you kicked them out. They no longer want to do business with you. That's a fair trade, is it not? Well, no. That's not what we meant. But now our economy is eroding. But now, wait, but who's in charge? Is it not your very own African leader? So which one is it? So I wanted to bring up this video that I ran into this morning, and I thought it was telling to say the least. I think this is hilarious, but it's one of those ha-has with a little, look on your face, or even a little pouty face because it makes you a little sad at the same time. The delusion that many of these individuals live under. But let's go ahead and pull this up.
So the brain drain, Africa really needs the brains. We are the most intelligent race on the face of the planet. We invented almost everything that made this society and every society on the face of the planet human. And when I mean human, I mean as in toilets, sanitary, everything comes from Africa. The chair, the traffic light, the car, the computer. What is it we haven't created? But our brains are going across. There were more, I think, doctors
So did we forget? She said that we created like modern day sanitation systems, which is like, sewage linings and filtration system, all that sort of stuff. Running water. If that's the case, then why would we currently be at a place? Some nations, a few decades, if not maybe a few hundred years since they've had that European exposure. Why would we be in the place that we are now? Why would it be that, in many cases when the European was there was this infrastructure. And then now the very same infrastructure is imploding. It's falling in on itself. And I'm not talking about, the few token neighborhoods where the elite live. And it's a different elite, by you. This isn't like people who self-made, etc. At least not mostly. Most of it is politicians, like vice president of such and such country who's worth $2 billion. Math doesn't math, but okay. Why is it that when Africans are left to Africa, that all of a sudden you have, you have what you likely would have seen in Europe, in maybe parts of Asia, hundreds of years ago. Same infrastructure, maybe even worse off. I'm not asking this because, as some people out there say, oh, you just love the white man. You love the white man. No, I'm saying this because it's a reality. And I'm saying this because I want to get to the actual problem. I want to diagnose what's actually going on here. See, we have to get past the white man conversation. We have to get past the colonizer, because there are many who've been colonized and yet have created, I'm talking about incredible civilizations, incredible societies. Japan was blown the hell up. There are people who might as well have been under I'm talking about a full-blown communistic, socialistic dictatorship regime just a few years ago. Argentina. And now they're considered as one of the emerging superpowers. What changed? El Salvador. Who would have imagined El Salvador becoming a place that has one of the lowest crime rates, not just in South America, but competing with Western powers? Tell you what it is. It's not the Boer. It's not the colonizer. It's the mentality. You have a welfare mentality. You have a mentality that it's somebody else's job to feed you, to take care of you, to nourish you, while at the same time believing that the very same person needs to get out of your affairs. Which one do you want? Do you want a king, or do you want a republic? Do you want a king, or do you want democracy? Which one is it? Do you want freedom and struggle, or freedom and work? Or do you want convenience and control? The conversation that never comes up when you go back and forth with these folks is me. What do I need to do? Why are we here in a Western nation talking about Africa, and you're downplaying the place that you're about to go on a shopping trip in? Talking about how this place has done you wrong. The Western power. So you come here feeling entitled to what you have in the Western world. Belittle the things that you've received from the Western world. Uplift the place that you left. People ask me, go back to your country. I won't. The reason I'm here is for exactly what I'm explaining. The Western way of living. They figured it out. It works. Yes, it's popular to downplay. Yes, it's popular to hate Westernization. Oh, but the indigenous peoples. Why do you not live as the indigenous people then? Because you're full of it. You're lying to yourself. I'm not saying this is a perfect system. Nothing is. But is it not the best system? Because if it wasn't, then why did you do so much to get here? If it's the white man's fault, then why do you want to live next door to him? Why do you come over here to enjoy what he's built? Why do you come here to use his toilet instead of your own? Make it make sense. You worship him and you make him your devil. Instead of depedestalizing, but also not scrutinizing. And instead, fixating on what is yours to change. That's why I don't go for blaming the white man in America who lived in 1786 or 1632. I don't go for the colonizer. I don't go for the Jew. Because some of y'all, white folks included, you can't stop blaming the Jews for everything in your life. Get over it. Your life is your responsibility. Take care of it. Take care of it. You have to fix this up here. You have to change the way you think in order to change the way you behave, in order to change the outcomes that you get in this life. It is that formula 10 times out of 10, every single time. I guarantee you. Is it easy? Compared to doing nothing and staying lazy and staying unproductive and staying a victim mentality? Absolutely not. But it's necessary. It's necessary. Stop blaming the colonizer and the white man if you actually want something for your life. If you don't, and you could care less, simple. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.